Person Chance, Homes UX, and this is they never gave a F about pride, which by the channel asmongold. Asmongold is N silent. I feel like N would be silent. I don't know. So asmongold, right? Okay, so there has been a thing in social media for major companies like Coca-Cola and many others, right? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, what else kind of thing? I don't know, Domino's and all that shit. Who basically, whenever there's a Pride Day, they basically give out some messages or something. And I'm pretty sure it was like just now, and that's what this is about. So comparing, companies are roaching out and mostly ignoring Pride Month for now. Pride Month, not a day. Yeah, it's a month, whole month. So roaching out, that's the term. To me, it feels like if it's a month, and because Asmongold is talking about it, they might say, fuck, let's do it, and they might post it because it's a month. They can do it anytime, right? Like they could in between a month, they could just like, oh fuck, okay, let's put it out. So they could basically change their tune after Asmongold talked about it because he has that effect, right? He basically he doesn't just have presence on Twitch; he has presence on YouTube and many other places. YouTube is the biggest one because people don't realize like yes, other social media platforms have power, but YouTube has even bigger power. In YouTube, you can get multi-million people watching you, while in Twitch and something is few thousands or something. Asmongold gets multi-million views. Like this is from yesterday, it already has 1 million views. It's a clips channel. I'm pretty sure he probably made a longer video on his main channel, Asmongold TV, and also in shorts and shit as well. This is gonna be interesting. Let's watch it.
Let's actually see how many companies are taking advantage of and observing Pride Month this year, okay? Apple. Nope. Google. No change.
Why does it Coca-Cola? Yeah, nowadays bigger company is usually Apple and Google. So Apple didn't give a shit. Then again, no company ever gave a shit. It's about like where the wind is blowing and how popular a topic is, so they can just ride the wave. These companies are surfers. They ride the wave.
IBM, no change. Microsoft, no change. Xbox, no change. Disney, no change. Target, no change. Starbucks. Even Starbucks roached out on the gays? Of all the people to roach out on the gays, you're gonna expect Starbucks to do it? Damn! Bank of America.
Remember Starbucks said, let's have a conversation about race when you go for a coffee. So the guy who's basically the person that is just giving you coffee, not baristas because I guess they are the same one, or is a different one in the counter? I don't know. The people who make the coffee, basically, when they give you coffee, let's have a conversation about that. There are 10 people in the line, but let's have a conversation about that. There's nothing wrong with that one. Let's turn this into 4chan in real life. Nothing's gonna go bad. That's Starbucks.
No change. What about Blizzard? No change. What about World of Warcraft? Also no change. It's not a working day? Yeah, but usually social media is managed every single day. Oh, the Overwatch has got to have it, right?
What does working day have to do? It's social media. What do you mean by working day? But then again, like I said, they could change their tune after this because Asmongold talked about it. Is World of Warcraft even alive anymore? Like, I thought it was like a thing of the past now.
Right? There's no way. There's no way Overwatch didn't make any posts about Pride. There's no shot. Sesame Street, Bethesda? Yeah, let me see here. Wow, they didn't even post anything about it. Check link.
Okay, why are you surprised about Bethesda? Okay, look, you can say many things about Bethesda. Bethesda was never that forefront company who's like roaching out like that. I'm pretty sure Bethesda is not that. Let's create controversies about Bethesda because they deserve it. Yeah, they do with Starfield, Fallout 76. Are Bethesda that who's always like in the top front where they talk about all this shit? Okay, let's ride the wave. Let's talk about DEA. Let's talk about woke. Let's talk about certain letters here and there. I don't think Bethesda is that. Or am I missing out? Somebody comment down because I'm pretty sure Bethesda is not that. So why is Asmongold surprised at that level that Bethesda didn't put it?
LinkedIn? Okay. It looks like LinkedIn is not making any post about this at all. How about Bungie? Okay. Bungie also no change. Perfect day to test the water. If there's any backlash, they can pretend they had the day off. Which, by the way, that's exactly what I said was going to happen.
I just said that. Because Asmongold put it out, they could just say, oh, it was an off day and put it later on. Like, oh, fuck, we didn't forget. He was there. You go.
Pepsi, okay, Pepsi, no change. Ubisoft, good one. So there's not a single one of these things, not a single
Ubisoft is slowly dying now, they don't care.
one has changed anything. Okay, let's look at Mercedes-Benz. No change again. Jaguar, still no change.
Mercedes, they are woke. German Mercedes. The choice of a car for a certain person with a shorter mustache. I guess they would have to do it now after all that shit. to make sure, like, yeah, we don't do that. This is, when they put a six-wheel car, the truck. This is the first great six-wheel car Mercedes put out, and like I think it was Jeremy Clarkson in Top Gear. Like, there was another six-wheel car. Let's talk about it. And it had a Hitler on it. Like, yeah, there you go. I'm sure they're not gonna acknowledge that one.
Change. Wow. Riot? No change. Twitch? Oh, League of Legends. Okay, League of Legends is big gay. All right? Nobody else is gay. Halo? All right, let's see here. Halo? Nope, no change.
I bet the social media lead who did that is gonna check everybody's like, wait a minute, did I miss something? Why is everybody not putting out? Should we remove it? No, we put it on. We shouldn't remove it.
Oh, wait, no, they did do a change. Okay, so Halo made a post. Not only did they make a post about it, but they locked the comments. They posted last year on the weekend. That's a great question. Let me see what day Pride fell on last year. Last year, it fell on a Saturday. It was a Saturday, and this year is a Sunday. Oh, man. Google's homepage? Let me see. Nothing. Actually, nothing. Even the...
Oh, come on, man. Google homepage, one feels like they probably didn't do it because of the weekend. Because this is not some social media. It's a web browser's headline, and they always don't give a shit. Like, they always put anything out. It could be some person who's not that famous, and they will still put it out. Like, okay, this person's 250th birthday. This is like, most people are like, who the fuck was that? I don't remember reading about that in history. And they would still put it out on there. So I feel like they would do it after this, right? Like a Monday or something. But then again, for Google, like, what is a Saturday and Sunday? It's Google. You have people working 24/7. What the fuck you doing, man?
Google homepage. Is it just over? Or not really over, but like the mass corporate support for it might be over. Did you just mix up LGBT with gay people? You're going to be really surprised when you hear what that G is for. It's for gay.
I can't do this, man. Man, his Twitch chat is just like best people ever. I'm genuinely gonna say this every time I watch his video. Some of the clips I don't react to it. I just go watch it by a go. And my view is always at the chat. Like, those are some interesting people right there. What is the G in that one? Oh, it's whatever, right? Like, what do you think? Okay, even L is that, but it's for women. What do you think L and G stands for? Okay, this is just insane.
Gamers, actually. It's lesbians, gamers, bisexual, and trans. Yeah, that's true. We're all LGBT here. Okay. Yeah, I can't. Can you believe it? We're not being represented. This is disgusting. Wow, this is so.
Why is Hassan there though? Like, his favorite, his favorite fan is also there. Okay. Asmongold's new Discord server. I go, yeah. I can't do this, man. This is the greatest shit ever. Okay, this is not some anti-gay thing, by the way. People say, see, I told you, like, he's far right-wing. No. This is people riding the wave. This is people blowing shit out of proportion than more than it should be, right? Obviously, there's support for all that. Like, you should support for all that. People have right for free expression, way to freely live. But there's difference between tolerance and blind cheerleading and blind acceptance, right? I like people who say, like, okay, if you see a gay scene, if you don't like that, you're a homophobe. No, because I'm straight. That is literally opposite of gay. There's a reason why it's called opposite sex. Difference between tolerance and complete acceptance, and that applies to most straight people. Many straight people say, yeah, okay, clap. You're pretending, asshole. That's phony shit. Nobody likes that. It's basically like that. Yeah, this is not some anti thing, but this is like people over the top doing shit for the sake of clicks and, like, okay, what is it called? Social credits, the way China do it. This is social credits, yeah. China has official social credits. America has unofficial social credits, which is in this social media. That's what this is. But there you go. Then you will give an F about Pride. All right. I'm pretty sure they're going to put it like, okay, this is like old enough now, a day old. Comment down if people actually change that, because I don't know. I do have Twitter, right? Like, I'll check it out myself. But yeah. Okay, give me a second. Nope, I just checked Apple. At this point, there is no mention of that. So yeah, they could do it later on. I'm pretty sure, like, by now they should have done it. But if they didn't, like, yeah, they could still do it later on. Okay, this is weird, right? This is like, I don't know how to explain this. Why do you do something a lot, then suddenly stop? That feels like over damage, right? It's like people say, like, don't feed pigeons if you're gonna stop feeding them food, right? Because if you feed pigeons food for a month, then you suddenly stop. They're dependent on you. This is in a way similar to that. Like if you didn't do it in first, it's like you don't have to do it. But if you do it, if you celebrate Pride Month and suddenly you stop, that feels like like negative damage. That would actually piss off people, piss off the people you are supporting. Like, why would you do that? So you shouldn't have done it in the first place if you were gonna stop. So this is, I don't know what backlash this is gonna have, but yeah, this shit is insane. Shit is changing slowly. I think it's Trump, right? Because Apple CEO, Google CEO, and Musk and everybody. Like I remember when Trump came into power, like they were all in the background standing there. Google's, that Indian guy who's the CEO. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Tim Cook was there. Tim Apple, as Trump calls him, and Musk, obviously Musk was there. So a lot of people were basically there. Even the Facebook guy, right? Like who had like falling out with Trump, but somehow just met him one day in his Mar-a-Lago, and he's like, yeah, now he's pro-Trump. Like, okay. So yeah, obviously they are basically, because of Trump and how Trump came into power with a majority of vote. I think they just saw that as a sign that, okay, most people don't care about woke things. Okay, I guess that was always the case, but this was the sign. They choose like, oh, they don't care about this. Right, well, that was They Never Give an F About Pride by asmongold. LG, G stand for gamer. Look at that. That picture says everything right here. Look at that. Alright, I'll see you next time.